Most people spend their entire lives chasing a lie. We've been conditioned to believe that happiness is a destination, that it arrives only when you secure the perfect house, the massive bank account, the luxury clothes, or the ultimate status. But look around. Why are the people who have everything the world admires often the ones screaming silently inside? They smile for the cameras, but sleep with a heavy heart, tired, lonely, and profoundly empty. Every single morning, millions wake up drowning in stress. They scroll through social media, compare their behind the scenes with everyone else's highlight reel, and poison their own minds with jealousy. They treat happiness like a shadow. The faster they run after it, the further away it slips. If your mind is always racing, if you are constantly waiting for that one big moment to finally start living, stop. What if happiness isn't about acquiring more? What if it only begins when your mind finally learns to be still? Let me tell you about Daniel, a sharp, ambitious 19-year-old who lived in a serene lakeside village. By all accounts, his life was good, but Daniel was chronically unhappy. If it rained, he complained. If a neighbor bought something new, he felt bitter. Even at dinner with his loving family, his mind was somewhere else, mourning the life he didn't have. One evening, his mother asked, "Daniel, why are you always so miserable?" Daniel snapped, "Because life gave me less than everyone else." She went silent. She knew her son wasn't poor in wealth. He was bankrupt in gratitude. Seeking answers, Daniel visited Mr. Thomas, an elder who lived in a simple hut. He had no riches, yet his face carried a terrifyingly beautiful peace. Even when criticized or facing hardship, he smiled. Daniel asked him point blank, "What is the secret to happiness, mister?" Thomas looked at him deeply. "Do you actually want happiness, or do you just want a life that looks better than others?" Before Daniel could answer, the old man led him to an ancient garden. Inside stood 3 potted plants. The first was in a stunning, expensive golden pot, but the plant inside was withered and dead. The second was in a cracked, ugly clay pot, but the plant inside was vibrant, green, and bursting with life. The third was in a decorated pot, but heavy stones crushed its roots, stopping its growth. "Which plant is happy?" Thomas asked. "The one in the broken clay pot," Daniel replied. "It's actually alive." Thomas nodded. "The golden pot is what people chase. Success and vanity outside, emptiness inside. The third pot represents those whose hearts are trapped by comparison and endless desire. But the broken pot simply accepts the sun and water. It values what it has." Next, Thomas handed Daniel a heavy backpack. As they climbed a hill, Thomas picked up stones, dropping them into Daniel's bag. "This stone is comparison. This one is jealousy. This is anger. This is the desire to control everything." Soon, Daniel's shoulders bruised. He gasped for air. "I can't carry this anymore." Thomas looked at him. "But you carry this every single day in your mind. Every time you compare, judge, or complain, you add a stone. Your life isn't heavy, Daniel. Your thoughts are." At the summit, Thomas told Daniel to shout into the valley, "Life is unfair." The hills echoed back, "Unfair, unfair, unfair." "Now shout something else." Thomas smiled. Daniel yelled, "I am grateful." The echo returned, "Grateful, grateful, grateful." "Life echoes what you project," Thomas whispered. "A person without purpose becomes a prisoner of overthinking." That day, Daniel stopped chasing. He didn't change overnight, but he began dropping the stones. When others succeeded, he chose to learn rather than envy. He traded complaints for presents. Years later, a wealthy tycoon visited the village, dripping in luxury but visibly broken. He confessed to Thomas, "I have everything, yet I feel entirely empty." Daniel watched as Thomas handed the tycoon a simple cup of tea and said, "You filled your house with things, but forgot to fill your heart with peace." In 2026, the algorithm of life hasn't changed. Money buys comfort, not a quiet mind. Status buys attention, not a joyful soul. Real peace doesn't come when you own everything. It comes when things stop owning you. Drop the heavy stones you are carrying today. Life isn't waiting for you in the future. It's happening right now, in the breath you just took. Subscribe for more wisdom. Turn your notifications on. Protect your peace.